Well, hey there, team, and welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to some more Stationeers. What's going on with this bloody rock here? Who put a rock in my base? Unacceptable. Right, so we've got some work to do. Have a sip. All right. Disaster slightly averted before. We're still draining the internals after our sort of near miss. Now, a few thoughts. It was suggested, fairly so, that the reason I was flying out of my airlock, for those that had missed it, we were having issues if I didn't. But it would seem now that I'm getting clipped and getting injured, that's not good either. So we probably need to come up with a better situation. There we go. We finally drained all the way down. So I wonder if I can recirculate this airlock to normalize the external pressure. What would be the best way to do that? I guess we could just... Let's test it, actually. Wait, why am I still getting temperature? Right, it's because the air's normalized in there. All right, so say we actually just set this inward and sucked in. It won't go more than 100. Yeah, there's a limitation on the vents. All right, so I'll just stand stationary. I'll let that fill up. Oh, it seems to be working now, all right. So I guess I'll just have to pump my brakes in the future. Now, we disconnected this in an emergency. Yeah, I'm going to have to separate my networks out, something like that. The main reason I've got the breaker fuse in there at the moment is because our power source is those, or are those. So as soon as we get the big storm going, it's just going to surge and basically bust everything up. So one thing at a time, right? There's so many things for me that I need to do. Now, I did a little bit of Googling as well, because I was like, imagine if the game had dials in it. Turns out it does. There's this kit called Switch that you can turn into a dial. So we're going to check that out. Now I'm going to have to reverse the airflow on this. So that's exciting. So I'm going to explore that. So the fact that I'm going to be able to set up a dial into a logic system of some sort gives me the ability to remote control the satellite dish, which is fantastic. Let's open this up. Because let's just get this out. See what I mean? There's a tiny bit of pressure in this room still. The further back I go, the denser it is. Struggling to get full flow. And that's what happens when you compromise your system, because that's going to hurt our cooling. We'll just keep running that for as long as we can. I'm hoping that it will generate suction from all the way over to here. Well, yeah, look, this was 2 pascals before and now it's 1. It's working. It's working. It's just really slow. Okay, so let's bung this in the electronics printer. Let's have a squiz. I believe it was called Switch. There we go, right? So let's have a see. Let's see what this is about. Someone also pointed out, I think, that you can put the vending machine external. A good point. When we look at it, how does it work? I guess we could just load our resources in. There's no need for it to be internal. Yeah, that's a really good point. So I might drag that outside so we'll have like an isolation network or something like that for that heavy drawer upstairs. Okay, so important button. Switch, lever, button, dial. There we go. All right. So we're gonna bring the computer indoors, and we're gonna set this up as well. Now, iron frames. Okay, cool. So we might be able to make a little framework adjustment out there. Little thing. Okay, cool. So, and then what do we got in the way of cable? 10? That's not bad. Okay. Cool. It's all, I'm getting a plan. It's starting to come together. Okay, so where's my belt? There it is. What do you reckon this is? A drill? There we go. So we're going to take that vending machine out and install it. Nearly there. Well, we've still got to go out, so let's turn that off. We'll just stand stationary. See, it pushes you up a bit. Yeah, we're just gonna have to pump the brakes, you know, and slow down a little bit. Be a little bit calm. All right, so the vending machine. Where can we put the vending machine that's not going to really interfere? Probably here, right? Right, those cables are doing all right on their own. All right, get the welder out. All right. Leave that as, like, not complete gantry, because that's what we did with the overhang parts over there, so we don't get it confused with bulkhead. I guess maybe the smart move is something like, well, we don't want it interfering with the... Uh-oh. We should probably deal with that straight away. Okay. I should have checked that. My bad. It's not the end of the world. Yeah, it's okay. Don't panic. All right. That's okay. Let's do our waste reclamation while we're here. Oh, I didn't even do it properly last time. I'll turn you on as well. Come on. That'll do. That'll do. So we're pretty much topped up and good to go. Check this just in case. Where are we at? We're still going. We're down to centipascals. I'm presuming that's what that measurement is. You know what? Safe than sorry. Alright, we'll do something like that. I can walk freely on this. Yeah, I can. It's been a while since I've walked on these things. Okay. Well, I mean, we want to give that clearance as well. I was going to build this here, but I feel like that might actually interfere with it. God damn it. Well, you know what? We're going to pull this down, aren't we? All right. Screwdriver. let's just rig it in like that. Geez, they're going for it, aren't they? I'm assuming they can kill me if I walk into them, so I don't want to do that. Well, hang on, we could probably... Nice, well that's all rigged in. And turn that on. Right, so that's all on. It just needs to be reconnected to there. Which isn't so bad, it just draws a lot of power. What are we going to do about this? Because, well, you know what? No, one thing at a time. I'm going to set up... So I wanted to pull down the computer so as to set up the switches in some way that I can use them all pretty easily together. You know what I mean? I need to be able to see the monitor and turn the switches. So if I can create some sort of workstation that kind of addresses that, that would be ideal, right? So... Alright, so say we slap our computer like that. What is it? Screwdriver. There we go. Having the dials directly above would be the go. And we'll run the cable around because there's no point in putting them upside down and making it confused. You know what I mean? We want to make it as non-confusing as possible. All right, so we're going to need another dial. Now let me think about this. This is a logic kit already, so it's sending a logic signal. Like it doesn't need a reader, I don't think. All right, so we'll have to send it to a writer. Am I right? All we need to do is write this and send it. That's it. We'll need two writers, one for each dial, and it'll all be in arranging the logic correctly. Yeah, I think I'm right. Writer? No, logic in out, right? But we're going to need to reconnect the network so it can talk to it, unless I want to run the data cables separate to the power cable. So that creates an interesting issue. I'll do like that and I'll just cable it all in. Okay, so... Right, so here's the problem. Here's the reason we have those disconnected, because when they're turned on, they draw an enormous amount of power. Right? And having them always on, well, there's two big problems from having them always on. One, they're going to drain my batteries faster than I can charge them. And this is how I created the problem before. As a knee-jerk to deal with that, I put the coal generator on. Now, the coal generator almost generates infinite power, as much as can be drawn. So when you've got not many things on the network calling for power, there's not a lot of throughput, which means you're not going to blow out your 1,000-watt cables or whatever they are. I think they're 1,000, right? The problem is with all that stuff on upstairs, drains the batteries. So then I turn on the coal generator to supplement the batteries, and bang, all of a sudden it will start supplying enough power as this network screams for, which is well over 1,000 kilowatts. And if we didn't have that safety bloody fuse in the way, it would have blown out all over random parts of the network. Okay, so what do we do about that? Well, I think probably the way we dealt with the problem gives us the answer. Having an isolation of some sort makes sense. So what if I have a main switch here? Is there a way to break a power connection with logic? Like a breaker. I mean, a power controller would do it. I know these are technically logic switches, but I have to wonder. Can I have a full power, like that's a data switch, data pass-through, and a lever. I don't know what's the difference is between a lever and a switch. And a button. See, but I'm seeing logic on that line, not power. Let's put it to the test. How's this draw going? Because it doesn't have an easy way to symbol. Okay, cool. So we finally fixed it. There's no easy way to symbolize power and data passing through the same line. So it could well be a power pass through and a data pass through. It's just not really telegraphing it well. Right, so say we pull you out. Rotate you bastard. Oh, wait, hang on. That's working. All right. Let's deal with this air tank. See what I mean? With the Pascal level that we're pumping into the actual pressure, sorry, is what I should just say. For the air tank, our current setup, I'm drawing out of a half-empty air tank that's at low pressure. I don't know what the max pressure is on these little canisters is, though. See, it's not even 2 there. But again, a lot of that's because of the heat passing through. That'll do. Back to the switch, eh? Well, that power draw is not exactly compelling, but let's assume the switch was set to the off position when we installed it, which seems safe. So I flick it. Any chance you all are getting power? Doesn't look like it, does it? Alright, there is one other thing that we can do, and that is use... Well, I'll just eyeball this power. No, so it's probably safe to say this switch isn't working. What I will do is try the lever mode, because I'm not entirely sure why you would have a lever as well. Yeah, I don't think it's drawing power. Okay. Well, we're going to need this back anyway. So the one thing that I can think of is using a power controller, which I'm reluctant to do because power controllers are a pain in the ass to make. They require solder, which we do not have. And we can't make yet. But we could hypothetically trade for it. Now, let's just have a think 1 second. That's going to protect a surge from the storm that inevitably comes. I could reconnect the power outside to that, like that line, right? No dramas. And reposition the satellite. Right. See, this breaker is the only thing I can think of, unless there's some piece of tech I don't know about, that we could physically isolate a power line with. I guess there are transformers as well. Let me just look. I might be having a big old mind blank. There might be something really obvious in here. Battery charger, no. Weather station would be handy to build. That tells us how long till the until the storm. Power control. Power control. What do you look like, buddy?
Hunger, caution.
You're not a motherboard, so you go into consoles. Okay. That's something. That's something. Okay. We start with a console that I don't use. Right? Console monitor. God, I haven't used one of these in forever. Right? Right. Now, gonna need some cable. Oops. All right. That's why I supervise them. All it takes is one of them to fly across the room and kill me. Jeez, that's can't make that up. Toggle power. Mode, toggle linked. All right, so area power controller. How cool is that? See the switches set, the switches are the same. Oh, it physically flicks the switch. It's probably just too quick for me to catch it. I'm trying to see if I can physically. Yeah, it flicks the switch. That's cool. That's a cool piece of kit. Now here's the $1 million question. What if, let's take the area power controller off. Let's put auto lathe and the pipe bender on there together. Pipe bender, auto lathe. Toggle power. Hey, now we're in bloody business, team. You understand what I'm doing now? We now have a way to toggle all the stuff that's outside remotely by just pressing this button. Press that button, it'll turn the whole things out there. Now I could put a breaker or something like this. What's drawing so much power? Surely not this switch. Wait, we're charging now? Oh, it could have been anything. Okay, so here's a question. Do I still have this set up for these? I do. All right, so that's on. That's off. So here's the thought. On. Now turn this console off. There we go. Right. So I can, so if this is generating too much draw, I can turn it off. So that's cool. Nice. I'm pretty happy with that. So, I mean, we're going to wrap up now, but basically what that means is I need to go outside. I'm going to rig the system in. I'm going to then, because then they'll be on the data network. I'll then rig in the, 3 things upstairs, the landing pad, the satellite dish, and the vending machine, and I'll rig them to power on. So now we have a way to control the system, but when that's on, we're going to be drawing our batteries hard. And then we'll rig all this in and the switches, and we're getting there. I think we're getting there. This seems like a good way to do it. Alright team, might just leave it there for the time being, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.